In an article straight from the Don't You Put That Evil on Me, Ricky Bobby department, Bleacher Report's writer Gary Davenport, big fan of his couches, predicted that the Vikings could cut Harrison Smith, which still doesn't seem right. So let's get into what he wrote. Harrison Smith, blah, 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 blah. 2022 cap at $13.5 million. Potential savings, $11.5 million post-June 1st cut. There's little arguing that Harrison Smith is one of the most popular defensive backs in Vikings franchise history. It's like, yeah, Harrison, Paul Krause, Joey Browner, Antoine Winfield, and list. The 33-year-old has spent a decade in the NFL, and all of it in purple and gold. Over that time, Smith has been named to 6 Pro Bowls, topped 80 total tackles on 7 occasions. It should have been 6 All-Pro teams, but from a productivity standpoint, at least, Smith continues to play at a high level and amassed career best 114 total tackles in 2021. Releasing Smith would be an unceremonious end to the Minnesota career of one of the best safeties in franchise history, but also can't be ruled out. As with many of the teams on this piece, blah blah. Vikings have significant work. Stop scrolling. There you go. Significant work to do. Salary cap is concerned. Team is just over $16 million in the red. Releasing Smith and designating him as a post-June 1st cut would get the team about 2/3 of the way there. Smith is signed all the way through 2025, but given his age, the odds are that he's never going to sniff the end of that deal are remote. If given the choice, the Vikings would no doubt prefer to clear cap space by restructuring the contracts of players like quarterback Kirk Cousins, edge rusher Danielle Hunter. Both players 2022 cap hit north of $25 million. They're the top and second largest cap hits on the team this year. But if it reaches a point where heads have to roll, the team is much more likely to part ways with the safety nearing the end of the line than an elite pass rushing talent or its starting quarterback, even a quarterback who catches as much flack as Kirk Daniel Cousins. Is that actually his middle name? That would make sense. But yeah, the whole Harrison Smith thing, Harrison still has some good tread left on the tire. I'm not ready to give up on him, even though he is going to be 33 in 2022. And he just signed, before last season, his 6-year, $64 million extension. But like with most contracts done by Rob Brzezinski and most teams around the league, especially veterans signing their second large deal, it really is more of a backfilling of the existing years on that first contract, having that be guaranteed and just adding toilet paper years to spread out some of the signing bonus, etc. Now, Harrison does have an $8 million roster bonus due on the third day of the new league year this year, so that complicates things. But the Vikings certainly could move him. I don't think that it would be a straight-up cut, even though the Vikings, if they did that, they would save the $8 million rooster bonus. I think you're potentially looking at a trade of Harrison Smith if they were going to move on at all, but I don't think they necessarily have to do that because Harrison, even though he thrived in the Mike Zimmer scheme, could you say that he's been slowing down over the last couple of years? Yes, but it's not a full-on just falling off a cliff. You could say that it's still a gradual decline. You could say that Harrison is still easily a top 8 safety in the NFL, and I think with Ed Donatel coming in, I think that they could do some really good things together in the defense. You look at what Donatel did with Justin Simmons and whatnot in the Broncos defense, even though part of that's Vic Fangio, of course, but maybe this is a little bit of sentimentality, but I'm not ready to give up on guys like Harrison Smith and Adam Thielen, dudes who still have some good football left in them. But, I mean, if a team comes in and offers a second-round pick and some change for Harrison and takes away that salary, the Vikings have to consider it. Because, Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, even though they respect Harrison Smith, KOC even called out 22 by name in his opening presser, they didn't draft him. They didn't extend him. And if they can find their way out of this cap situation that they had themselves in, it sucks. I mean, it absolutely does suck because we fans, we get attached to players, especially fan favorites like Harrison Smith. And when it's time to close the door, I mean, it just sucks. It's like when the Chargers moved on from Eric Weddle, and then he had a couple of really good years in Baltimore, and then he went to the Rams, and then he won a Super Bowl this year as a starter and a play caller, by the way. So I don't want to do it. Like, there's obviously more ways to find money in the banana stand. Doing something with Kirk Cousins makes sense. Extending Danielle Hunter and freeing up some money, that also makes a lot of sense there too. I don't want to give up on 99. And I think that Harrison should end his career in purple the way that it should be. And I think that he does have 2, maybe even 3 years of solid football left in him. Not at the price. So maybe he could be a pay cut candidate. Same thing with Adam Jerome, Ezekiel Thielen. But, just straight up cutting Harrison Smith just to try and get underneath the cap, even though there's so many other options there. Nah, No. I will say last resort, and yeah, giving respect to the article, it did say potential surprising cuts, and this would not be surprising. This would be a shocker. This would just be a falling on the floor, OMG, look at how they massacred my boy situation. I'm not ready to do it yet, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Bleacher Report predicting a surprising cut of Harrison Smith. No. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts and their thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.